is essential oil from rosemary packaged? Essential oil can be packaged in bulk or smaller quantities. Smaller quantities usually have higher prices owing to the extra handling and packaging materials needed. Essential oils are volatile and such needed to be handled with care. Deterioration begins if the liquid is much darker or more viscous than normal. The relative humidity in the packing area, i.e. the cold stores and the transport vehicles, should be maintained at a high level of not greater than 95% where practical. Fresh rosemary is packaged in crates for bulk handling or in clear cellophane sachets that can be marketed directly in shops and in supermarkets. Dried rosemary is usually sold in either carton boxes or in glass or plastic containers. Moisture, heat, oxygen, and light destroys the properties. Dark, airtight glass is always preferred for preservation. Storing under 18 degrees Celsius will extend the shelf life of dried rosemary. Rosemary essential should be stored in a cool, dry area until when it is used. Once opened, refrigeration and tightly closed caps will always prolong the shelf life of the oil. Oil should be kept in dark, airtight glass bottles and do not get exposed to heat or heavy metals. The market for essential oils in Africa is divided into two local buyers and international buyers. The local buyers include marketing agents and companies from chemical and pharmaceutical, as well as food and flavoring industries. The international buyers are divided into flavor and fragrance houses, cosmetics, personal health care, aromatherapy, and food manufacturers who buy in large quantities. The major market in the world for essential oils from rosemary herbs is the United States of America, followed by Japan and Europe. However, production continues to be concentrated in Europe, with 7 of the world's largest essential oil processing farms in the United States, and the major users of essential rosemary oils are the soft drink companies. Japan accounts for 10% of the world demand of rosemary essential oil. The Canadian market is dominated by United States perfume and flavoring industry. France is dominating the world perfumery market, i.e. the world of making perfumes, and Switzerland is one of the leaders in the pharmaceutical world. Britain and India are known to feature strongly in the flavor sector, that is, essential oil used to flavor other chemicals. Essential oil industry is characterized by a number of difficulties, including lack of stable quality, inconsistent supplies, variability of active ingredients owing to environmental effects. This has encouraged many of the end users to depend on synthetic oils in the effort to eliminate the above problems. The result is a weaker market for naturally produced rosemary essential oils. With the increased interest in natural products and new health consciousness of the public, plus the fact that natural products are perceived to have a superior quality, there is always an opportunity to effectively market naturally grown essential rosemary oils should the above problems be addressed. The floral water, also known as hydrolat, and the oil are bought by agents to supply cosmetics and aromatic companies. As farmers do the farming, as the sellers do the selling, as the manufacturers do the manufacturing, it is important to note that natural essential oil from rosemary herb is always on high demand. The challenge is always the supply. So the onus is on the farmers to get to their backyards, plant a lot of rosemary, and learn how to process and get to join the market trends. As we conclude the farming and the processing of rosemary as a herb in Africa and more specifically in Kenya, we would want to look at the utilization of the products that comes from rosemary oil and rosemary herb as a fresh herb or dried herb. The main properties of rosemary are anti-inflammatory, astringent, carminative, expectorant, nervine, and therapeutic tonic stimulant. Rosemary leaves increase circulation of the blood, reduce headaches, and have antibacterial and antifungal properties, and improve food absorption by stimulation of the digestive system of human being, the liver, the intestinal tract, and the gallbladder. Rosemary is also used in antiseptic gargles for sore throats, gum problems, and canker sores. In cosmetology, rosemary acts on the hair follicles, and it is commonly used to make hair food for the skin, used for hairsprays for retention of moisture in the hair, and it also used for making hair tonics. The hair follicles are stimulated and therefore promote growth and act against dandruff. Rosemary oil is also used in preparation of acne and dermatitis products. Rosemary is also one of the ingredients used in the preparation of colognes that we normally use, that is perfumes. It is also added to liniments as a fragrant stimulant. In the pharmaceutical world and therapeutic world, rosemary oil has been pronounced as an action of the brain as it clears the mind and aids the memory. It is also external stimulant and relaxant of the nervous system, muscles spasms, headaches, migraine, mental fatigue, and nervous exhaustion. The antiseptic action of rosemary, especially suitable for intestinal infections and diarrhea. It is also eases colitis, dyspepsia, flatulence, hepatic disorders, and jaundice. On the respiratory system, rosemary oil is effective for asthma, bronchitis, and whooping cough. It may ease congestion in the nose, puffiness and swelling, and also may improve acne, dermatitis, and eczema. The diuretic properties of rosemary oils are useful with water retention during menstruation, and it also with obesity and cellulites. Because of its astringent action, rosemary oil can be effective for surging skins. Its stimulating action may benefit scalp disorders and encourage hair growth. Rosemary has been used as a folk remedy against rheumatism and treating of wounds. It has been also been used for treatment of cancer as a tonic to the kidneys. The powerful and the usefulness of rosemary cannot be mentioned because the list is endless. However, rosemary has been used as a flavoring in most of the food manufacturing processes. Rosemary is used in food products and non-alcoholic beverages. Fresh and dried rosemary leaves, whole or ground, are used as seasonings of soup, stews, sausages, meat, fish, and poultry. The hydrolat is bottled and sold as a refreshing drink. In the industrial world, rosemary is used as an ingredient in soap making, creams, candles, deodorants, hair tonics, and shampoos. It is also used in many household cleaners and air fresheners. It is a major constituent of some organic pesticides. The antibacterial and antioxidant activity of rosemary oil is used to extend the keeping quality of fats and meat for preservation. Rosemary is also used as a ground cover and garden plant. It can also be planted as a hedge in the family compound. It is also a good source of nectar for bees And for the farmers who are busy in the bees industry, this is the right herb to plant. It is also important for us to note that rosemary essential oils may be irritating to the eyes and to the skin. Rosemary should be avoided if you are suffering from epilepsy or high blood pressure and during pregnancy. Recent studies have showed that rosemary extract may slightly decrease the likelihood of conception, but does not necessarily interfere with the normal development of the fetus after implantation. Essential oils can be harmful if swallowed and should be kept out of the children's reach. Essential oils remain potent for 6 months to 2 years with proper care. And as we summarize on rosemary, remember, if you are looking for cuttings to start planting, you have got to test your soils first. You have got to get the right cuttings and plant using the right planting procedures. And for more information on all the questions you may be having concerning growing, propagating, harvesting, processing, and marketing of rosemary as a crop and rosemary as processed products, get in touch with the undersigned for more information. Bye for now.